We're going to stay with the sort of playoff-related theme here. The actual team that's in the playoffs, the Seattle Storm, played the first game of the WNBA playoff semifinal down in Las Vegas against a Vegas team that will set the stage here for you a little bit. The Aces lead the league. Well, the Aces are great offensively and defensively, have about 7 players who at times throughout the season average 20 points per game. This is a Vegas team that has a former MVP on its list from last season or 2 seasons ago. Kelsey Plum, former University of Washington alumni, is great off the bench, averaging 20 points per game. Jackie Young just won Comeback Player of the Year. Bottom line, this Vegas team is loaded, and they have the number 1 seed. Seattle has the number 4 seed. So it's a tough challenge, and Seattle was able to look at that tough challenge and not worry about it too much. Taking game 1 of the series on the road, 76-73. Our player of the game, Jewel Lloyd, the Gold Mamba, had 26 points, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 10 points in clutch time. Very similar to game 1 against the Washington Mystics. Lloyd was able to hit clutch buckets down the stretch, keep Seattle in this game, and ultimately help elevate them to a win. This is big. I'm sure if those who watch basketball in these series, even other sports that have series, to take game 1 on the road when you're sort of the underdog to go out and throw the first punch, this is huge for Seattle to go out and really show out. The first quarter, Seattle really came out swinging, great offensively, was able to get buckets, dominate the boards, and catch Vegas flat-footed. Vegas settled in the second quarter. Down the stretch, though, very neck and neck. Vegas was able to overcome an 11-point deficit. The shooters were able to sort of get in it. But ultimately, Seattle, a great defensive team, was able to hang their hat on that all season. Was able to lock down late. Kelsey Plum attempted a late 3 that would have tied the game, bricked out. Seattle takes game 1. Again, can't understate how big this is, even with Seattle playing, not having Gabby Williams, a great defender and recently a great offensive contributor, without having her in Vegas for these first 2 games. So this automatically guarantees that you're not getting swept and that you'll have potentially 2 games at home. You'll have 2 games at home. So this is a big deal. If Seattle is obviously able to win game 2, and if you've got thoughts on that, feel free to leave me a comment. Then we could look at game 3, which is in Seattle, and we could look at that as a clinching game. So game 3, take you to the finals if you win a game in Seattle that's already almost getting to sold out. That'll be a wild atmosphere. But this is a big game 1, and to have Jewel Lloyd, who in the one of the games against Vegas, recently only scored 1 point. Her next game, she scored her season high in 38. It really shows who Lloyd can be, and to have a consistent Lloyd who's back to her clutch self is really big for this big 3, let alone Storm down the stretch, because Sue Bird poured in 12 assists. Brianna Stewart continues to play like an MVP. But, to have the highs and lows that Lloyd can bring is a little bit of a wild card, but you can see she was very impactful here in this game. So luckily, not much injury news to report to you. A little bit, though, as we look at the injury report for game 1, Mercedes Russell continues to be out with those reoccurring headaches. It's currently unsure if we'll even get her back anytime soon. And as I mentioned, Gabby Williams is still out with a concussion that she suffered in game 2 against the Mystics. Still in concussion protocol. She did not travel with the team, so I imagine at best we see her in game 3, but I'm not even necessarily confident on that. Again, we'll provide you with details on that on our social medias when we get those updates, but it's unfortunate because of the sort of defender that Williams is, the IQ she has, the length, the athleticism, as well as the confidence she's had lately on the offensive end that's really helped her be a key contributor. So I know that a few weeks ago, Bell picked her as her player of the week. and looked for more confidence from Williams. And then in game 1 and 2 against Washington, Williams was really able to get after the Mystics and make a big impact. So we'll see when we might get Williams back, but I'm not necessarily banking on seeing her in game 3. Looking to team-related news, in that game 1 against the Mystics, Sue Bird was able to set a new playoff record. Bird totals 12 assists in game 1 to move into the WNBA's all-time playoff assists lead at 342 and counting. So this is Sue Bird adding another accolade. It's nothing necessarily surprising, but impressive, again, to see Bird continue to really looked determined to add a 5th title to her resume and finish out on a big note, because, I'll admit, throughout the season, Bird is not a prolific scorer anymore. Her assists have always been there. She's great offensively, in terms of facilitating, great basketball mind. But as the season has gone on and as we've gone into playoffs, Sue's playoff point numbers have gone up, interestingly enough. She only had 2 points in this game. So just to see the different ways that she continues to impact the game is very impressive. And again, it's with Sue, it's impressive, and you just look forward to seeing what she's going to do next. So looking ahead here to the rest of the series, Seattle 1-0 currently in the series. They sit at an overall record of 25-14, which doesn't necessarily matter anymore. Game 2 is August 31st in Vegas with a 7 p.m. tip-off time. That will be broadcast on ESPN2. And then game 3 of the series, which has been guaranteed, is September 4th at September 4th here at Climate Pledge Arena at noon. That's an ABC game. So that'll be broadcast nationally. And again, if Seattle is able to lock down game 2, which is no easy test, I don't want to say that that's, a for sure. You're looking at a potential clincher game here. I know that I think they've sold out the lower bowl already. They're looking into upper bowl seating. So if you want to be there for that, if you haven't been able to watch Sue Bird, you've got September 4th open, you got to come out. These games, the atmosphere is incredible. It's playoff basketball. This is a lot of fun to see. And, any team playing for a title in the city, you've got to support. That's what we do here. That's what we do. That's the sort of light we aim to shine on these teams. A game 4 would be September 6th versus Las Vegas here. I don't believe that time is official. If we have to go to a game 5, that would be September 8th in Vegas. So there's that. August 31st, game 2 in Vegas, 7 p.m. on ESPN2. September 4th versus Vegas, noon here in Seattle on ABC. That's all we got to worry about for the moment.